Welcome, everyone. Today, I am especially excited because from the moment we met, I felt that special connection with her. She feels like home. Kathy Walterhouse is a sales expert, having sold close to $1 billion. She's the founder and CEO of the Professional Rule Breaker, as well as the host of the podcast with the same name. Her passion is to help entrepreneurs succeed. I am thrilled to have you on my show, Kathy. Thank you so
I'm so
much.
happy to be here. I just love you. You're just an amazing human being.
Feelings are entirely mutual. So, although we are all across the globe, basically,
Oh gosh, yes.
yeah, we connected so quickly, and I am truly, truly impressed with everything that you do. Yeah, you had me as a guest on your summit, which I have to say was one of the best summits that I attended, because I
Thank
was
you.
watching the content and you had such an amazing guest. So I'm very honored for that opportunity. But now everything is about you. My first, what I was intrigued with, you close more than $1 billion in sales. Who is the best to teach people about sales than you? I was just, what? Please share a little bit about your story with my audience.
Oh, well, thank you again for having me here. I guess my story starts where I didn't realize that I was going to be doing sales. Many years ago, I had the impression that sales was something that was slimy,
Mhm,
something I didn't want to do.
mhm,
And as time went by, everyone kept on saying to me, have you ever thought about being in sales? Because my goal was to be in marketing, strictly marketing in the traditional sense of marketing.
mhm,
And I had my arm twisted one day because there was some help that this company that I was working for at the time
mhm,
needed in sales. And I absolutely fell in love with it. And the reason I fell in love with it
mhm,
is that I realized that when you're selling, it is you're really almost serving people. You are trying to provide something that will make their life better,
mhm,
have them have more pleasure, have them somehow move their life forward. And I think when people realize that, it really makes a big difference on how they feel about selling. I mean, I my tagline is I want to help entrepreneurs make selling their superpower, but quite
mhm,
frankly, what I want is I want to make them their serving people, helping
mhm,
people their superpower.
mhm,
Because once they do that, people are going, people will realize that they want to help, and they're going to attract more people to
mhm,
you, your product, your site.
mhm. So we are shifting the perception of sales
Yes.
as something I want to make money to something I
Hmm.
want to make a difference. I want to help
Yes.
people. And
Yes.
I agree. People sense energy. People feel that. People know, and they if they establish trust, they will of course work with you. But your results are so amazing, and I'm like thrilled to have such an expert on the show. What would your advice be for someone who is entrepreneur, business coach like me, or how to actually approach to sales? How do you help people with that?
So, I guess I always like to think a little bit outside the box. That's why I'm called the professional rule breaker. Um, Again, first off, you have to think about this is not about you. And that's a big switch. I
Mhm,
actually use this analogy. It's SALES. So
mhm,
the S is, switch your mindset first off about selling,
mhm,
that it's not slimy. Second, A is about face. It's not about you.
mhm,
When people get in that mindset about, I want to sell this product, I want to make money, it's all you notice what I'm saying. It's I,
mhm,
I.
mhm,
And when you're in that mindset that it's all about you, it's
mhm,
really, really hard to um, to sell anything because
mhm,
people know. It's not about them, right? I mean, if you've ever gone somewhere and like I use this example, I wanted to buy a car. I knew exactly what I wanted to buy,
Mm,
which car I really wanted to buy. I knew the car dealership had that car.
mhm,
I walked in there with my husband to talk to the salesperson.
mhm,
And instead of listening to me and trying to find out what I was looking for, he just started spewing a bunch of information that I quite frankly didn't care about.
mhm,
I leaned over and said to my husband, we need to go. I need to find a salesperson that will actually sell me
mhm,
this car. And that to me is that salesperson was all about himself.
mhm,
It wasn't about helping me get the car that I wanted, which was right there on their lot. I mean, that salesperson could have had a great sale that day because
mhm,
it was there. I was
mhm.
there for that car.
Yeah,
But
I
yet
wanted to buy that
I
car.
wanted to buy it, but he wouldn't sell it to me. He just annoyed me instead. So, yeah, so make it about the other person. And
Mhm,
then the L is you gotta love your product.
mm,
So, and I know people kind of get taken aback with that a
mhm,
bit because you think, oh, if you're selling something, you'll love it. And you probably started off loving the product. But as you're going through in business, and there's lots of ups and downs in business,
mhm,
sometimes it almost becomes a chore to sell something, to talk about something, because
mhm,
you get in this mindset about, people don't want this, I don't like this anymore.
mhm,
So if you are not in love with your product, how do you expect other people to be in love with your product?
mhm,
Um, and and then the next one is E for emotional attachment. You have to have this attachment. It's kind of twofold:
mhm,
attachment to your product that you're selling, but also the attachment that you really want to help people, that you
mhm,
know that this is going to make a difference.
mhm,
One of the products that I sold was it was a medical product. It was a
mhm,
life-saving product.
mhm,
And there were times for me that I knew a particular hospital needed this for a particular patient, but sometimes it was to get through like all the process in a hospital can be very difficult.
mhm,
I would find myself just thinking about that patient. And there were times I actually said prayers about that patient because I knew if they didn't get this product, they most likely would die.
mm,
And it's that attachment that I had to that patient. I mean, I would wake up in the middle of the night. It was like the strangest things. Like it would wake me up in the middle of the night thinking
mhm,
about people that were dying because they
mhm,
couldn't get this product. All right. Yeah. And I was doing everything in my power to work through the system.
mhm,
So it's that attachment to the product. And it's also attachment to serving. And then the very last is S in sales at the very end, sales. And that is being able to tell the story that
mm,
people will understand what this product does and what type of transition it's going to give them if they buy it.
mm,
So that's kind of my method to my madness is using that process. And then on top of that is also thinking about what can I do better? What can I do different?
mhm,
And just always going through that process. Is there a way to improve on
mm,
what it is either that I'm doing or the product is doing or the service that I'm offering? It's always that is that refinement because unless it's like a static product, like, it's a piece of machinery or it's a drug or something like
mhm,
that, which quite frankly, a lot of times they're always improving as well too.
mhm,
But especially if you offer a service, um, or a course or anything like that, there's always something that you can add
mm,
because somebody's going to say something to you. And
mm,
if you're listening, that could be like the magic button, the magic thing that could not only help that one person, but maybe help a lot of people.
mm. This is gold. What you just shared, it's gold. And it's so like it resonates with me 100%. Now I know, I felt before, but now I know why we are so much in alignment. I actually never learned sales, but my closings on the sales course are like 80, 90%.
But you know what it is that people think that you have to learn sales.
Mm.
Everyone sells every single
Every,
day.
yeah.
You just don't know that you're doing it.
Mm.
Like if you have kids, you're selling to your kids every day to get them to make their bed, to eat their vegetables, to do whatever it is, do their homework.
Those
You're
closings are not so well for me.
Don't worry, I still struggle with those too. Yes.
But what you mentioned and what really like was resonating with my heart is that you mentioned mindset, you mentioned listening, you mentioned love, emotion. I really love what I do. I'm helping people to do what they love, and that high frequency is actually everything that we need.
Mhm,
And improvement every single day, a little step forward. So
mhm.
this is I believe a magical formula, which I didn't know that I was using, but I am.
You
I am
absolutely
using
are.
it.
Well, the big thing too is because you're very authentic.
Mm.
And I feel that you are always about helping people. I mean, even your tagline, which is, isn't it like to help people do what they love or something
Yes.
like that? I might have.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, when I heard that tagline, I was just blown away. But if that is what you're doing every single day,
Mm.
then people are going to know that. That is because when you are helping somebody do something that they love or
Mm.
that helps them have a better life, that's selling.
Yes.
You're doing a big service.
And even now we're helping them
Mhm.
because with what you just shared, they will hear and they will understand, and it might be better for everyone else too. So yeah, this is true gold. I completely agree. But why do you think entrepreneurs struggle with it so much? What is the main difference in the mindset of someone who is successful in terms of right doing business or someone who is not?
I think most likely it's
Mm-hmm.
mindset. I
Mm-hmm.
would say mindset is a good 70 to 80% of everything that you do.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wake up in the morning and you go, "Ooh, I have to try to sell my service."
Mm-hmm.
Well, right then and there, this is not going to go too well.
Exactly.
A, you're not excited about it. You're thinking about yourself. You don't have the right mindset. Um, there's this mindset about selling that selling is slimy. That's one of the things that I'm on a mission to help people understand that selling is not slimy. But also, I think too, people sometimes they suffer from almost thinking that they're like imposter syndrome, thinking that they're not good enough. Why would
Mm-hmm.
anybody ever buy this from me?
Mm-hmm.
That type of mindset. And that affects a lot of people. I mean, they say it's about 70 to 80% of all people in the
Mm-hmm.
world suffer from some form of imposter syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
And usually it's high achieving, not always, but usually it's high achieving. So
Mm-hmm.
the more you achieve,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you're still thinking, why would anybody ever want to buy this product from me?
Mm-hmm.
Or in my case, like for example, I've sold close to $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Why why would anybody ever, can I actually teach people how to sell? But then you think, if not me, then
Then who?
who? Right? It's the same thing for everybody else. If
Yeah.
you are an expert in a certain field, if not you,
Mm-hmm.
then who?
Mm-hmm.
And think about it. There could be somebody that has less skills than you,
Mm-hmm.
less knowledge about whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
and they potentially could be selling their product and service to the same client that you could have served, but yet
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
would have served that client better.
Mhm. Mhm.
So you're almost robbing people in a weird way
Mhm.
of the gift that you can give them.
Yes. And it's again a change of perception completely. It's
That's
just
right.
like
It's a change of
I'm
perception.
thinking about so many things in my mind because every single thing you say, it's like my own thought. Mindset changed my life
Mhm.
completely. You know what I went through and what I
Oh,
needed to work
yes.
on. And I did just know that if I have something to offer to the world which will help one person, I'm going to be there.
Yes.
For me, one person or a million people, it is the same because that one life with which we change, it will create a ripple effect around them.
Yes.
And my mission is done. The next one, mission is done. The next one. So it's kind of funny. It's kind of a game if you look at it that way. You learn the rules of a game, you add a little bit of love, and you just start swimming. And the right people
Yes.
come our way, like you came to my life, and I believe I did to yours. And this is a
Yes.
beautiful collaboration now. I heard you talking about CEO mindset. Would you like to elaborate a little bit about it?
Sure. Um, it's a CEO mindset, or another term that I've used is a winning mindset.
Mm,
And basically, that's the mindset where if you fail,
mhm,
you learn from it and you keep on going no matter what. You
mhm,
have this mindset of, I will figure it out.
mhm,
And the more that I fail, the better I'm going to become. It's one of these things about, because a lot of times with failure, people let failure almost sink what it is that they're doing rather than taking that failure
mhm,
and using it, learning from it. But not only that, making yourself stronger.
mhm,
I think anything in life, like for example, like with what you went through,
mhm,
you could have, just felt sorry for yourself and not done anything. But
mhm,
instead, what you did is you used all of that.
mhm,
You were 17, then when you went through your health issues, you used all of that to make yourself stronger. And I
mhm,
think that's really, almost for me, that's the winning mindset. That's a CEO mindset, is that you just don't give up. And in addition to that, you do something like what you just said. You start swimming. You
mhm,
just go for it,
mhm.
whether it's going to work or not work. But again, when it doesn't work, you're learning from it,
Yes,
and
and
then you make an adjustment.
next time you do better.
Every time it fails, every time something doesn't go your way, it
Mhm,
doesn't work, you make an adjustment. What can I do different? What can I do better?
mhm,
That's one of the things I've noticed on all CEOs, that they're always looking, how can I improve something
mhm,
about what I just did? Doesn't matter how great it is. It could
mhm,
be going really, really, really great.
mhm,
And they will sit back and they'll be like, oh, but we could do this. What if we add this? There's always something that they are trying to tinker with to
mhm,
make it better.
mhm. And that's the beauty of it, right?
Yes.
That's the
Yes. It
beauty
makes it
of
more
the
fun
It's
too.
fun, yeah,
Yes.
and there are no limits when you think
Right.
about you. You don't know when and where the wave will come when you're swimming, but it wouldn't be so fun if the waters are still. It would be boring, you
That's
know.
right.
You
That's
know. So
right.
when you twist that, it's actually nice. And when you feel nice and when you feel good, then you do good. And when you do good, then wait a minute, maybe I can do this better. And then when you do that better, the energy grows. And I always say good people come my way and show me the next step.
Yes.
It was always like that, and this is why we are focused on making a difference in alignment with our purpose, not just making money but making a difference.
Making a difference, making the world a better place. That's always been
Making
one of my goals, is making the
Yes.
world a better place. And you can do this
Yes.
by selling.
Yes.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And in addition to that, it's a life without limits
Mm-hmm.
because you can always just continue changing and improving and just keep on going.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the things that unfold for you
Mm-hmm.
are amazing. If you have that attitude that I'm just going to keep on going, I'm going to make everything I'm doing better, the things that open up, at least I find,
Mm-hmm.
the things that open up are in many cases things I would never have imagined in a million years.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly. And it's a nice thing. Again, I remember now one situation. I was thinking just a simple thing. What kind of a software I should use for something? And in 2 minutes, I received an email. It was like,
That's right.
yes, that's the one. Thank you.
That's the one. It's there are no coincidences.
There are no coincidences, and the world is just a beautiful place if we look at it that way.
Yes.
If we look at it the other way around, then it's going to be just as we see it, and it's
Right.
kind of simple when we place that way. Now
Yeah,
we're
you
going to.
find what you focus on. So if you're focusing on the
Yes.
negative things,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to find all sorts of things that are negative. But
Exactly.
if you focus on things that are positive
Mm-hmm.
or you're building something, amazing things will come your way.
And we have just one life. And
Right.
this is what my experiences taught me. We have just one life. So, what is the point of being negative when you have just this day and this moment? Just seize it
Right.
and create something. It doesn't have to be a legacy which will be remembered for the history. It just needs to be something, that you feel good for. And then everything else grows, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Now we're going to have a little bit of fun because I'm going
Uh-oh.
to put you under a little bit of pressure.
I'm afraid.
No, don't be. I will ask you a quick questions. You have
Okay.
just like 10 seconds to answer to me, and you will hear this when the time comes up.
Oh, that's so fun. Okay.
Yeah, but a simple one. What's your favorite book?
I have so many favorite books, but one
Mhm.
of them is by Wayne Dyer. It's a
Mhm.
book on inspiration.
Oh, I love that one. One of my favorites too. I'm not surprised at all. How spending your spare time?
I love spending my time with my kids, especially since I'm about ready to be an empty nester, which means
Mm.
my youngest is about ready to go away to college. He's going to be 10 hours away. Yes.
Mm. Mm.
I love my
Yeah.
kids, my husband too.
Me too. It's like now I'm like looking far to the future because my son is 5 years old and I don't even know how I'm going to handle that.
Yeah, I'm
So
not sure either. I have a couple months left before he goes off to school. So,
that's amazing. But I would never say I told you. You look much, much, much younger than
oh,
it just
thank
you
you. That's so
shine all
kind.
over and I would never say that. And what would your advice be in just one sentence for someone who is I meet a lot of people who are afraid of sales. I'm helping them to be visible, to, meet people, to get those sales calls. And then on those sales calls, they just, you know, I think the fear is interfering. And how would you advise them? What can help them with the fear?
I would say the number one thing is focus on your customer.
Mm,
Fear goes away, the nerves go away
mm,
when you are truly focusing on your customer.
mhm,
I've even helped I do a little bit of coaching on webinars and other things as well too. And it's okay to be nervous, but the reason a lot of people are really nervous is because again, their focus is on themselves. It's not on who they're speaking to. The
mm,
minute you flip that switch, everything changes.
mhm. Beautiful.
Other
Yeah.
than call me, but that would
I
be the
don't know.
other thing.
That's
I can
that's
help you.
that's what I'm about to ask you now. how, how can people find you, reach out to you, and how you can help them?
Okay, so They just need to go to my website, theprofessionalrulebreaker.com,
Mhm,
and they can either fill out the contact form that's there,
mhm,
or they can schedule a free one-on-one with me as well.
mhm,
That's something that I offer.
mhm,
And I even have some giveaways on the website as well, too. If they
mhm,
want to take a quick peek on and get some ideas on how to sell, I have the ultimate selling guide, and it's just theprofessionalrulebreaker.com/ultimate.
mhm.
But I would just say book a one-on-one conversation with me, and in that call, not I will try to have something in there that is a win for you.
Mhm.
Uh, whatever problem it is that they're having.
You're such a delight. And on LinkedIn, of
Oh.
course, because I'm going to hold your hand. They will find you there too.
Oh, I adore you. It's always fun hanging out with you, Catherine.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's what we are, both of us. So thank you so, so much for being my guest. I truly enjoyed, and I hope you did too. And we're going to do this few more times. I'm
I would
pretty
love
sure.
it.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye bye.